Hey, this is Keith at Half Tracks and Honeybees. Hope y'all are doing well. Well, today we're going to take a look at some hives, and I haven't been into the brood boxes in these hives in probably a couple of months.
2 months.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I do it. I set them up for making honey, make sure they got everything they need. Big, strong hives going into honey season. And then I pretty much leave them alone and let them do their thing. Well, now we're on the other side of that. So I need to take a look and see what they're up to. If y'all have followed my channel, you know I've already had a couple of troubles with some queens going weird for unknown reasons. And had to drop a couple of nukes in. But that's kind of expected. I have that every year. You know, looking at about 30 hives and having issues on 3 or 4. It's pretty normal. So anyway, Lord, let's get out of the sun. We won't know till we look. So let's take a look. What we're going to be doing, we're going to look at the brood, make sure we got a queen. We're going to check the food, see how heavy they are. And on a lot of these hives, I've either got supers where they probably put a little honey in, or they've been I've been feeding them and they've drawn some comb. So we'll check that out and see what they've been up to. So yeah, here we go. Okay, well, we're going to start with a few hives on this front row. Now, like I said, these hadn't I hadn't been into them for quite a while. I do have my gloves on, and yes, I'm probably the headless beekeeper. Hello. But I'd rather for y'all to see what's going on here than see my ugly mutt. So we'll get into this. Like I said, it's early in the morning. It's really nice out here. It's about 70 degrees, a little muggy, but temps are really nice. But not much foraging going on, so all the old grumpy foragers will be at home, and I'm sure they'll be glad to see me. So yeah, I'm gloved up and got the old trusty smoker. So let me quit yakking. Let's see what's going on. So yeah, we got a few bees in here. I can see through the screen inner cover. Let's see what we got here. Now this is still a super. It's got an excluder on this hive. So I'm curious if they've made any honey. Nope. Nothing here. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. And yeah, the excluder came off with it, so that's just fine. We'll get over here. Let's see what the camera looks like. Okay. Weight-wise, 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7. A lot of bees buzzing around, but they're not attacking me. Good honey frame. Got some nectar. Yep, we got brood. Let me see here. And here. Same thing on the next frame. Now let me shake these bees off. Yeah, they love that. Is it a beautiful brood pattern? No. Is it getting towards the end of August? Yes. So if you see that, yeah, that's cool. Don't expect big slabs of brood this time of year, depending on where you're at. But where I'm at, there's not a bloom in sight. There might be a few straggly crepe myrtles, but that's about it. Hello ladies, I love you too. And being there was nothing in that top box, I'm going to leave it off. Bees, everywhere bees. Let's see. Now the bees that are in that top box, I'm going to park these supers about 100 yards away and they just fly back over here. So, because if I shake them bees off, I'm going to have more bees in the air and that's going to be even more of a problem. So yeah, let's don't do that. Okay, so I just set that box a little ways away for now. I'll get them further away here in a little bit. Okay. So that's great. I hope they all look like that. Let's see what this one's up to. Now I'm going to check all of them this morning, but I ain't going to video all of them. That'll get a bit boring. Little moth. Not as many bees in this top box. And no weight. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. I usually don't downsize my hives this early, but I like to overwinter with 3 mediums. There's never much of a fall flow around here, and what there is, sorry about that, the bees can keep. Yeah, a lot fewer bees in this box. Hope we don't have trouble. But you don't know till you look. This one was a good honey maker this year. But that don't account for much after honey season. Some of my bigger hives are the ones that have issues. Yeah, this ain't looking too good. Not a whole lot of bees. Don't see any brood. I got a few bees flying around from that last box that are still not happy with me. Yeah, I believe this hive has got some problems. I'm just smoking what few bees there are down so I don't squish them. a little nectar, but not a whole lot else. Okay. So we'll mark this one that we're going to have to do something. I'm probably going to drop a nuke in it just like I did in that last video. If you hadn't watched that, I'll put the link at the end. They ain't no use doing it again because we've already done it. And it'll be just like that one. There's a nuke right over there that will probably just drop in this thing. In between what bees are left and what bees are in the nuke, this will be back to a strong hive before winter. What do you think? You like that idea? And I usually overwinter some nukes. Not sure if I will this year or not because I'm using several of them. Nukes overwinter just fine, but big boxes are definitely easier to overwinter. So that's what we'll plan on doing. Okay. Let's see what these two are up to. But this one's still got a feeder on it. But it'll be empty because I haven't filled them in a couple of days. And it's stuck down nicely. There we go. Oop. Yeah, we got some bees in this box. Okay. So once again, this is a super, but since we've been feeding them syrup, it's nothing useful to us. There's a little bit of weight there. So we can use those frames to feed other hives or this hive if it needs it. But we won't be extracting it because we fed them. Okay. This one's looking a lot better than the last one. Let's scrape some of this, excuse me, burr comb off where they stuck the excluder down. Okay. Nectar and bee bread. And we got brood. Pretty nice looking little pattern for this time of year. I wouldn't normally pull this one because I saw it had brood on it, but still got a few drone cells, surprisingly. But got some brood. Some little practice cups along the bottom. The next frame is brood too. So yeah, this is a strong little hive. Weight wise, that's about an 8 of 10. That one's good. But we'll for right now I'm gonna put that box back on top. That's got those syrup frames, the funny honey frames, because we might use some of these frames in that last box when we drop that nuke in it to make sure they got lots of food so I ain't got to feed. You got to think ahead. That'll save me some work if I can put these frames in it instead of putting a feeder on them. Saving work is a good thing. But I ain't going to put the feeder back on right now. So just our inner cover. Need to get these bees off this inner cover. There we go. So yeah, so this one will just be our screen inner cover and the top. And as a hint for our chat next Thursday, look what the dumb beekeeper did. I left the frame out. Okay, everybody that's left the frame out and had parts left over, everybody raise your hand. I'm gonna shake the bees off so I don't roll anybody. There we go. Okay, so where were we? Yes, I'm going to use some of the funny honey frames in this box to feed mostly that last hive we looked at after I drop a nuke in them, and or any other hive that might need it. So what's going on with this one? Under the privet bush. Ooh. Let's get a shot of that. Lots of bees. So weight-wise, it's about like the last one. Give them a 7 maybe. Now this one hadn't been fed any. It's got a little weight to it. Might be a few honey frames there to pull. Yeah, still feels nice. Don't need feeding right now. With the goldenrod and the asters coming up, they don't make enough to make honey, but they do make enough to help the bees for winter. And it's that time of the year, we're working for next year, not this year. Nectar and bee bread. And I see brood on this next frame. Yep. Scattered around. Nothing to brag about, but it's that time of the year. Queen's pulling back. Now once the goldenrod and the asters fire up, they might brood back up a little bit. This next frame's pretty good. So yeah, this one's just fine. Once again, I'm going to put that box back on. Now that one's not funny honey, that's real honey. So, we might, according to how many I have across the yard, we might pull a few frames. And extract one more time. Maybe. Don't know for sure. I've extracted 6 times before, and that would, if I do it one more time, that would be 6 pulls. But like I say, I'll only do that if I have enough frames to make it worthwhile. Get out of the way. If I don't, we'll let the bees have it. I'm gonna put that brick up so I can remember which one had some stores in it. And I'll put that one like that so I'll know that one had syrup on it. And will I remember that? Probably not. Now both of these are, what's that, 3, 4, 5 boxes high. The one on the left has already got 4 brood boxes with a super on top. The one on the right is 3 brood boxes with 2 supers on top. I think one of my hives, I'm trying to think back. I think one of the supers on that hive came from another hive that I had to, I think it absconded. Had plenty of food, everything was cool, and they just ran away. Why they do that? Have no idea. But the honey super had honey in it. So, move that super over here just for storage until I decide what I'm going to do. But this one was a big, strong hive during honey season. Made a whole lot of honey. Had so many bees in it, I had to go with 4 mediums for my brood area, which would be like a double deep with a medium on top. So they still got a lot of bees in them. Weight wise, oh Lord, that's probably a 9 out of 10. Let's pop this medium or this super off. Yeah, there's some honey in there. Got a few bees. Oh, and they are not happy to see me. Sorry, ladies. I'm in here now. We're committed. Cakes for everybody. Okay. I'll be quick, ladies. Just give me a second. Honey, 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 brood. Okay, we're not going to waste time on this, and you'll have to trust me. You know, these are getting after me. You know, sometimes I say, look, the bees are just flying around, and they're not after me. These bees are after me. So yeah, let's get them closed back up. We got honey on it, so we'll use that for another hive. So sometimes you just got to make quick work of it. Okay. Come on, ladies. Play nice. I know you love me. Go on. I'm going to have to get out of the cloud. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so note to self. During the dearth, on a cool muggy morning when nobody's flying, is a really bad time to do an inspection. Dang. Let's go over here and check out this little 9-frame box. About a 7 out of 10. This was a honey super here. This wasn't a box to draw out. So let's see if there's any weight here. Nope. So we'll set it aside. Okay. Looking down in that one, I believe I see some brood on that frame. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's some real spotty brood. Got some larvae down in there. So I believe it's hay on this one. Ow, got me on the pinky. Oh yeah, lots of larvae there. So we're good on this one. Let's okay. The box on top is just foundation. I had some feed on this hive a while back, just like the last one, or just like some of the other ones. See if they've been drawing some comb. And the answer is yes. They've been drawing some beautiful comb. Now I'm going to look here in the middle to see if they've been putting any syrup away. And I don't think they have. No, it's just comb. So that's an awesome box of comb for next year. Let's set it aside. Okay. Well, that looks pretty good. Got all the hives down to 3 boxes, except that one in the back. It's still got a whole lot of bees in it. And that nuke on the end in the back, I'm going to nuke this hive down here on the far end on this side tomorrow. So that hive will go back there. But anyway, everything's looking good. As a side note, I got most of my supers cleaned up and stored for winter. I've got moth crystals on all of them. I've always had good luck with those. Never had any trouble at all. Air out just a little bit before you need them. I think I've got about 90 supers of drawn comb. So that's a bit fewer than I had at the start of this year. I've used a few for making hives, but I've got some more that I'll be putting together and drawing out in the spring. So we should be in good shape. Got to protect your gold. And that's what drawn comb is. Now lastly, if you're wondering about that hive that we found that didn't have a queen, it was sitting down there. And there was a nuke right here. But I combined them this morning and I moved that hive up here since most of the bees were up here in the nuke. And I slid that one over a little bit so any leftovers would go to it. But now this is the new hive. So let's see how they look in here. Oh yeah. Hello ladies. No fighting, no nothing. I've never had any trouble combining hives. Never used newspaper. just chunk them together, let it roll. Not much going on out here, but there ain't a whole lot going on at the other ones either. But anyway, I thought y'all might want to see what we did there. Pretty day. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Y'all didn't know I could move that fast, did you? I even amused myself a little bit with that one. Anyway, so what did we accomplish today? Well, we stirred the bees up quite a bit. And you saw there in that kind of the second part, I switched over to my big regular smoker. It's kind of like when you're mowing the grass and you get into some thick stuff and bogs the mower down. It's time to get out the bush hog. So nothing will knock the bees down like a big old day dance smoker. So I went in and got that out and it did the trick. But don't think for a second that I don't love my little smoker. Man, that thing still got its purpose. It's y'all have seen me using it ever since I got it. It works great. But that many bees in the air, that many bees in the hive, hive full of grumpy old foragers early in the morning. Yeah, time to get out the bush hog. So, with that said, let's see, what did we do? Oh, I can't remember, that was yesterday. Today's tomorrow. It's actually today, but it's tomorrow from yesterday. So it's some of that YouTube time travel stuff. But we went through the hives. I didn't do it all on camera, but I went through every one of them. Y'all saw that one that I found with no queen. That was the only one I found with no queen. So this morning I dumped a nuke in it, as you saw in that last little video clip. They're looking good. So they'll be just fine. Aside from that, let's see, we pulled the feeders off. We got all of them but 2 down to 3 boxes, which is kind of the first of my winterizing. We're a long ways from winter, but getting them down to 3 mediums is where I like to have them when I go into winter. So we're there on all the hives, I think, except for 2. So they had a lot of bees in them. I left them alone. What else did we do? Let's see, we left some boxes out for the bees to rob. We cleaned up some frames and boxes, got them all stacked up, got our supers with crystals on for winter. So gosh, I guess we got a lot done yesterday, didn't we? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. I do appreciate y'all being here. And if you would, tune in Thursday nights to our Thursday night bee chat, the Thursday night bee chat, where a lot of us will get together and talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. We have a good time. Always have a great panel. Always have great folks in the chat. A lot of folks behind the scenes. Appreciate all y'all being here or being there. And yeah, it's just a good time. That's Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'd love to see you there. So with that, y'all always take time to enjoy the buzz, and we will catch you later. Take care. Just hanging out on the porch, chilling. Got a big old drone sitting there. Look at him pushing them off. Time to get rid of the drones. Look at that. I'm just in time. Get to see a little bit of action. Oh well, he's gone. Thus the life of a drone.